Some of our Lewis athletic teams played their first games at home last weekend as GLVC play officially started. We'll have the latest in Lewis athletics coming up right now.
Hello and welcome to Flyer Nation, your source for the latest news in Lewis athletics. Thanks for joining us here on LUTN and online. I'm Shane Gustafson.
And I'm Natalie Budig. Joining us later on in the show is Lewis head soccer coach Evan Fiffles. He'll talk about his team's games over the weekend as well as what to expect later on in the season.
We'll also hear from Lewis women's soccer player Maggie Moran about opening the GLVC season at home this weekend. But before we get to that, let's take a look at some other Flyer sports headlines. The Lewis women's volleyball team opened GLVC play this weekend on the road, taking on Quincy University and Truman State. On Saturday night, the Flyers took on the Hawks and were able to pull off a 3-0 sweep. Senior Kim Burton and freshman Allie Schneider helped the Flyers maintain their lead in the first set, and senior Amy Choi was all over the court, helping the team, collecting 20 digs on the night. The Flyers also took on non-conference opponent Winona State on Saturday and picked up another victory. Junior Alexis DeVito picked up 29 kills and hit .375 to give the Flyers the edge in the 5-set game, winning 3-2. However, on Sunday, the Flyers' success slowed down when they traveled to Truman State. The Flyers started the match strong and scored the first 5 points of the afternoon, but that's when the Bulldogs stepped up their game to win the first and second sets. In the third set, Alexis DeVito stepped up and put the Flyers in position to win the match. The Flyers went to 5 with the Bulldogs but lost 3-2. Head coach Laura Lee Smith said the loss was a very tough one. The team is back in action on Saturday when they welcome UMSL to the Neil Carey Arena.
The Lewis women's soccer team started GLVC play this weekend and kicked off their home season as well. On Friday night, the ladies took to a very wet and windy field to take on Drury University. The ladies came out looking for a win in front of their home crowd but found themselves down 1-0 going into halftime. The Flyers were able to strike back at the 59-minute mark when senior Sarah Pauleco and junior Jessica Chavez teamed up to score a goal off a free kick. However, just 12 minutes later, Drury kicked in what would eventually become the game-winning kick, and Drury took the 2-1 victory. On Sunday, the ladies welcomed Missouri S&T to the Lewis Stadium and found themselves down after just 1 minute of play. However, juniors Maggie Moran and Megan Susbert each put a goal for the Flyers later in the game, leading them to a 3-2 victory. Head women's soccer coach Chris Koning says his team needs to find a way to stay ahead early in the games.
Starting off, we just didn't have a good start. That first goal is pretty much unexcusable, and we gave us a position where we had to chase the game again, and we just can't find ourselves in that position. I give our girls credit. They worked extremely hard and started creating some chances. They didn't really let it fluster them too much, and we got back. Got the second goal.
The team will be back in action again on Friday when they head to Kansas City to take on William Jewell and Rockhurst.
The Lewis men's soccer team also started their GLVC season this weekend at home and picked up 2 victories to add to their record. The weather was pretty much the same as the team they played, Drury, but despite the awful playing conditions, the Flyers came out looking strong. Senior forward George Thompson scored the only goal of the evening for the Flyers, putting the team on the board in the 68th minute. Flyers goalkeeper Omar Ramirez notched his first career shutout, and Lewis maintained the advantage in shots. The weather was a little bit better for the men on Sunday when they welcomed Missouri S&T to the Lewis Stadium. Thompson once again put the Flyers on the board early, scoring a goal at the 8-minute mark. Sophomore Jonathan Silver scored his first career goal in the 71st minute to add to the Flyers' 3-1 victory. Head men's soccer coach Evan Fiffles says he thought the team played well, especially in the second half of the contest.
Then we talked at halftime about doing some things, getting some things done offensively better, and I thought in the second half, we started off, we played well. I thought that's some of the best soccer that we played. We probably could have put in 2-3 there in the first 10 minutes of the second half right there.
With the victory, the men's record stands at 3-1, which is the best start the team has had since 2008. The men play again on Friday as they travel to William Jewell.
Both Lewis tennis teams spent some time on the road this weekend. The men's team traveled to Highland Heights, Kentucky to play in the NKU Tennis Invitational. Lewis senior Armand Lavandi picked up championship victories in the Flight 1 singles and doubles matches. This victory is the 19th straight victory for Lavandi in singles competition. Meanwhile, the women traveled to Chicago to play in the Cougar Invitational hosted by Chicago State University. Most of the teams the Flyers played against are considered Division I teams, but the teams kept up and placed second out of a possible 6 flights. Sophomore Anna Bannock and junior Megan Nagayan highlighted this team's success. The women will head on the road this weekend to play in the NKU Invitational in Cincinnati, Ohio.
The Lewis golf teams were in action last week playing at the CSU Pueblo Wolfpack Invitational. 2 golfers on the men's team captured top 10 performances, and overall the men finished in 5th place out of a possible 15. The women's team had a little more success on the trip and came away as the overall winners of the Invitational. Sophomore Melissa Van Sistine led the team with her second round score of 74 and finished 3rd amongst the 81 other golfers at the Invitational. Sophomore Rachel Sweeney turned in a top 10 performance, and junior Alexandra O'Loughlin tied for 24th. This is the Flyers' second victory in Colorado for the 2014 calendar year after the team won in the state last April. The women are back in action as we speak at the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagle Invitational. The men will play the UW Parkside Invite later this week.
All the Lewis teams are off to a really solid start so far this year.
They are, yeah, and especially on Friday night with those soccer games.
Oh my gosh, that was awful. It was so rainy, so wet, so cold. I don't know how the players were able to run around.
I don't know. We were broadcasting and it was tough, so I don't know.
Right, yeah. So I don't know how that works. I mean, just walking to the game was a little rough, but that's okay.
Just a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for him for a while. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Lewis head men's soccer coach Evan Fiffles. Stay tuned.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
In 1978, 6 institutions joined to form one of the nation's top NCAA Division II conferences. Today, this union has expanded to 16 proud members celebrating 35 years of commitment to the classroom, championships, and the community. Pioneers who paved the way, leaders who emerged from within. Progress made possible by people. Today, it's those people that inspire the next generation to guide us forward in the next 35 years. We are the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Flyer Nation. The Lewis men's soccer team opened GLVC play this weekend at home and picked up 2 victories against Drury and Missouri S&T, making this their strongest start since the 2008 season. Many fans are wondering what we can expect going ahead in this season, and here to answer that question is Lewis head men's soccer coach Evan Fiffles. Thanks for joining us today, Coach.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. So let's start off talking about this weekend, opening up GLVC play at home. What was that like for the guys to be able to open up that season here?
Yeah, obviously getting 2 wins at home here is a great start to the GLVC conference play. Our win against Drury is obviously a little bit more special because they're one of the top teams in the conference in the region right there. So it was a hard-fought battle. I thought kind of play went a little bit back and forth, but Drury probably had a little bit better play in the beginning of the first half. So coming out with that 1-0 win on Friday night was special.
And then you talked about Friday night. The weather against Drury was not so good with the wind and the harsh rains. What did the guys have to do to adjust to the weather in that game?
Yeah, you do have to go ahead, and I mean, it's mental. You got to go ahead and prepare, especially if you haven't trained in it and if we haven't had it for a while right there. And then being in a situation warming up and me just totally drenched. And then I saw Omar Ramirez, the goalkeeper, wring out his gloves before the game. So it was coming down pretty bad. So the conditions, but it's for both teams. So, it's in the mind right there, just to get prepared for the game.
So far the team on the season is 3-1. The only loss so far was to Saginaw Valley. It's the best start since 2008 that your team has had. What's it like for you guys to be doing so well right from the beginning?
Well, I think expectations from last year with having a good end of the season and pretty much last season, having that many returners coming back, we kind of expected to have a decent year this year. So it's just comes down to the guys working hard in the summer and coming prepared for the season right there. So it's kind of paid off right now. We have, it's just a one loss against Saginaw right there, and this past weekend we played well, so it's a good start to the season.
So you mentioned last season when the team went 13-5, advanced to the third round of the NCAA championship tournament. What are you trying to do to get back to that point this year?
Well, it's just getting better each day. After the Saginaw loss, we knew the Saginaw game was going to be a big game for us. They had a lot of returners coming back, and they're always a very strong GLIAC team. So just getting better each day after that game. We didn't play very well, but again, credit to Saginaw Valley for pretty much outplaying us that day. But after that, we rebounded on Saturday against Alderson Broadus, and then our theme is just getting better each day. Can we create goals, and can we go ahead and keep the ball out of our back of the net? And so that's not so much the focus is on at the end of the year, but what we're doing right now, day by day.
So the next 4 games that the team plays are on the road. How does that impact the team's play, having 4 straight on the road?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough 2 weekends. We're gone pretty much 8 out of, I think, 12 days. And the guys are away from school and from campus. So again, you just have to take care of yourself. Got to make sure when we're in the hotel rooms that they're getting the rest that they need and that we're eating right and preparing ourselves, because it is a tough stretch for us. We've had some success last year. We only lost 1 road game, so we have something to build on at that point, that we're doing some things right, and we want to continue that kind of path this year.
So far in both GLVC games this season, there's only been 2, but senior George Thompson has put up at least 1 goal in each game. How important is he to the team this year?
Yeah, it's always important to find somebody to go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net. When you have somebody that could go ahead and consistently do that and give you an average of a goal a game, that's a nice thing to have as a team right there, because it's always a hard thing to do in the game of soccer, to have somebody go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net. So he's had a great start for us. And it's going to have to, again, for him to continue like that, he's just going to have to go ahead and just stay on top of things, and again, take care of himself, nutrition, rest, and just stay healthy throughout the season so he can have a great senior year for us. So
sticking with talking about the roster, there's 5 freshmen on this year's team and 1 redshirt freshman. What do you expect from them this year?
Well, we liked, the one freshman, Devin. He's played a lot. When he's stepped on the field, he's done very well for us. So we expect, if they're able to go ahead and contribute, we want that. To push the sophomores and the upperclassmen right there. I think that's just going to make the team stronger when you have the underclassmen and freshmen are playing well and pushing and want to get playing time. Because that's just going to make the other players who are on the field right there better at that point, and they have to be sharp. Otherwise, playing time will be decreased, and the freshmen and underclassmen will get more playing time.
So this is your 23rd year as the head coach of the men's soccer team. Does this year's squad stand out any differently than any teams that you may have coached in the past?
Well, you can't answer that to the end of the season, but they have the potential. They have the potential. I mean, we're strong throughout the field. And bring back a defense that was very, one of the top-rated defenses last year right there. So we have a good core in that sense right there. But again, you don't know until, how injuries come into play.
Right.
Key players and players have to sit out or whatever the case may be. So just staying on top of things and take it game by game, and then we'll see where they all kind of finish up at the end of the season.
So if any Flyer fans come out to watch the games this year, what can they expect to see from the team?
Hopefully they see, an exciting kind of brand of soccer. We're putting a lot of emphasis in the final third and putting the ball and getting opportunities in front of the goal and scoring more. And that mentality just kind of, from last year, having that defensive core back for us, I think we could take more risks offensively. So we've put a lot of emphasis in the last 3 weeks in the final third and scoring, so hopefully that pays off, and hopefully we'll be a more balanced team at the end of the year in playoff time where we're scoring and we're keeping the ball out of the back of the net.
All right, well, anything else you'd like to add, Coach, while you're here today?
No, just come out and support the Flyers. We appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk with Maggie Moran of the Lewis women's soccer team. Stay tuned.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. We beg to differ. They are snapshots that represent lasting memories, stories to be told for years to come. Our story is one pictured not just with trophies, but with diplomas, friendships, a helping hand. New chapters beginning every season. This is the story of the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
The Lewis women's soccer team started their GLVC season this weekend as well. The women's team dropped their game on Friday evening to Drury, but was able to pick up a victory on Sunday against Missouri S&T. Joining us now to talk about the weekend is Maggie Moran, a junior forward on the team. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. So I guess we'll start talking about the season. The team started the GLVC season this weekend. What was it like to open up here at home in front of your home crowd?
You know, it was really exciting. We had a bunch of people that were excited to come watch us play on our home field, and the weather actually didn't turn out for us, so you know, it was pretty tough getting a lot of people out there, but I mean, we had a good number and it was exciting. We all got up for the game, so we played really well against them.
You mentioned the weather, and it was pretty bad. I was working the TV broadcast of that game, and it wasn't good. From a player's perspective, what's it like playing against the wind and the rain like that?
You know, we've all played soccer for such a long time. It's just like part of the game now. You really have to adjust depending on like which way the wind's blowing and like who wants what side first, and we got to score before lightning and everything. So, you know, we have to adjust to it, but we've been playing soccer for so long, you know, it's something we get used to and it's part of the game.
So on Sunday, your team hosted Missouri S&T, and you were able to pick up a victory. What was it like going into that game after losing such a tough game against Drury on Friday night?
You know, we started a new formation, so it's been working really well for us, and I thought we played really well against Drury. You know, we just couldn't capitalize, we couldn't finish, but our mentality was really up there, and we were super excited, and you know, everyone got up for the game. It's not hard to get up for a game in this conference because it's so competitive. So I think we were all really prepared, and we went into the game with a good mentality. We all wanted to play. We all wanted to get that win. So
we'll talk about you for a little bit. You're a junior on the team, and you're often looked at as a leader on the team and on the field. What's it like for you working with the several younger members of the team, the freshmen and sophomores?
You know, we all really get along, and I just try to be a leader and inspirational. I try to get everyone to work hard. You know, we're not there that long, so you get the work in, you leave, you go do your schoolwork, you know, you come in. I just try to get everyone on top of it, and you know, everyone's willing to work hard. We all put the effort in, so it's not that hard to get them up and stuff.
So we're only 4 games into the season. 3 of the games have been here at home. And then you have a 4-game road trip coming up. What's that like for you as a player, having the first 3 at home, but now 4 straight on the road?
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a long 4 games, but all we can do is just stay healthy and get our rest in the hotel. We'll be fine. I'm not really too worried about it. It's going to be a long trip, but I definitely think the girls on the team are prepared and will come out stronger than ever, so I'm ready.
That's good. So, like we said, you're a junior on the team. You've been around for, this is your 3rd year.
Right.
Does this year's team have any bit of a different feel to you than the past 2 years, or is it kind of the same feeling?
Every team's different. There's so many new girls, and they bring in such good attitudes, and, we're working together. I would say this year's team is definitely closer than we've been in the past, which is awesome. And, we're struggling with actually 5 injuries that are going to be out for the whole season. So that's definitely taken a toll on us. But, they've been there for us, and they've been at every practice, rain or shine, they're there, they're supporting us. So we've definitely become super close this year, and I hope it stays that way.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add while you're here?
No, I think just come watch us play. It's super exciting.
All right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time and joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Flyer Nation.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out!
For summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. We beg to differ. They are snapshots that represent lasting memories, stories to be told for years to come. Our story is one pictured not just with trophies, but with diplomas, friendships, a helping hand. New chapters beginning every season. This is the story of the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills?
Check.
Driver's license?
Check.
And a high school diploma or GED.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
I got that.
You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Welcome back to Flyer Nation. The GLVC season officially started this weekend, and several of our Lewis teams picked up victories. While it's still early in the season, some fans might already take a look at the current standings, so we'll take a look at the Lewis women's volleyball team. Drury is sitting at the top of the GLVC East, and after picking up 2 victories this weekend and maintaining a perfect 2-0 record. Lewis is tied for second place with 5 other teams who all have the same 1-1 record.
The men's soccer standings are looking very similar. 4 teams, including Lewis, are tied for first place after starting their seasons 2-0. Quincy has the best overall record in the conference, winning all 4 of their games. The women's soccer standings show 4 teams battling for the first place position, and Lewis is tied for third place along with 2 other schools in the conference.
The GLVC began announcing their players of the week, and even though nobody from Lewis was selected, you can still pick our players of the week. Our first player of the week goes to Amy Choi of the Lewis women's volleyball team. Choi picked up 20 digs against Quincy on Friday night to help put the Flyers in a prime position to come away with the sweep over the Hawks.
Our second player of the week will go to Omar Ramirez of the Lewis men's soccer team. Ramirez picked up his first career shutout against Drury on Friday night, battling harsh weather conditions. He was able to maintain focus and help the team pick up the victory. Well, it's good to see the Lewis Flyers sitting in the top of the standings in volleyball and both soccer teams.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're definitely sitting at the top, and let's hope that it stays that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully, and the women's volleyball team also picking up a couple of wins. So
Absolutely.
Good to see them doing well. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Get your ass up. You're not in here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard.
No. Ow.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. We beg to differ. They are snapshots that represent lasting memories, stories to be told for years to come. Our story is one pictured not just with trophies, but with diplomas, friendships, a helping hand. New chapters beginning every season. This is the story of the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
The Lewis soccer teams opened their home seasons last weekend, and now it's time for the women's volleyball team to do the same. Let's take a look at the schedule. On Friday night, both Lewis soccer teams hit the road to take on William Jewell at 5 o'clock and 7:30. The women's volleyball team opens their home season against UMSL on Saturday night, and you can head out to the Neil Carey Arena at 5 o'clock for that game. On Sunday, the Lewis soccer teams are back in action on the road, taking on Rockhurst at noon and 2 o'clock. And also on Sunday, the women's volleyball team takes on Maryville. You can listen to that game on our radio station, WLRA 88.1 FM.
If you can't make it out to see the Flyers play in person, you can always watch the games live here on LUTN Channel 6 or online at lewisflyers.com. Also keep in mind that we have a high school football game of the week every Friday night on our radio station, and this Saturday we will have our first Lewis University hockey broadcast. Tune in to WLRA 88.1 FM for those games.
This semester, we're looking to make our show even better and bring you more of what you want to see. If you have any suggestions or comments for the show, feel free to send us an email using the address that's on the screen below. We hope to hear from you.
Many games going on this weekend. We have our first hockey game, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see that being played here on WLRA.
Yeah, the Lewis club hockey team getting some broadcasting time. So
yeah,
we'll
it's adding some stuff to our content, and hopefully be able to talk about that next week here
Yeah.
on Flyer Nation.
All right. Well, that will wrap it up for us this week here on Flyer Nation. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure to join us next week right here on LUTN for all the latest in Flyer athletics.
From all of us here at Flyer Nation, have a great day.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.